What's up, everybody? It's the Grand Line Gazette where we talk about One Piece damn near every damn day, and we are wrapping up our cover story series. After this
Two
one,
more.
there's one
Yeah.
more. Oh, there's two more.
Well, no, no.
Uh,
Well, I guess we're in the. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
we're in the final saga of the cover story saga. It's gonna be a cool playlist to look back at. All
Mhm.
this stuff on YouTube is like a cool ass thing just to like look back at and stuff like that. So if you guys like One Piece content, we encourage you guys to go back, check the backlog. We have all kinds of theories, discussion videos, character breakdowns, all that kind of stuff. This what you found right now is our cover story review. This one is going to be, I think, our 16th one. Gang
Something
Bege's
like
"Oh
that.
My Family." So, if you're new to the series, I'm Corey. That's Kev. Kev usually
Yep.
starts us off and he helps, set the stage for it. So,
You're. Yeah. So, I mean, Gang Bege. Let's go ahead and remind us a little bit about who he is and where we've seen him. Uh, Big piece of the Big Mom arc here was vital to Luffy regaining Sanji back onto the crew.
that's true.
Has a devil fruit power that allows him to basically keep all of his group inside of him while also having like a internal representation of himself, like a hologram of sorts, I guess. um Very incognito type stuff. So this this is while we're in the some of this is like when we're in the flashback in Wano with Kaido and Odin. So just so you understand kind of where we are. So volume one, escape successful. So we pick right back up with Gang Beige right after we're leaving uh, Whole Cake Island, right after the wedding, well, the botched wedding,
I was gonna call it the Red
and
Wedding.
the
I
red
forget what his
wedding.
name is. If you, Kev, if you have the internet up right now, if you could try to find out the name of his right hand man, the one with the long arm
Yeah, yeah.
tribe or the big hands or something like that. The one that knew about Sanji and he knew about like Law
Yeah.
and the German and everything.
Fire, fire tank pirate. Yeah, carry on. I'll look into it right now.
That guy, very cool, very cool. I like Bege and his right hand man. They give real like
Vito,
Vito, and he has that Italian
Vito.
name too. Real Kingpin Wilson vibes. You know what I mean?
Italian like style in this crew though too. I mean, they're all about family. He's quite a bit into like the mafia style, like esque style.
They
So
got the
who?
suits, they got the pinstripes, they got the cigars, they
Yeah,
got all the good stuff. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, this
So
is them fresh off that, and yeah,
Chiffon's here though, and she wants to go see Lola. I mean, which is nice because Lola is coming back into the main story, kind of, with Loki being introduced here recently. We're gonna learn more about the Loki backstory, so be on the lookout for that. But then we're volume four, enemy ship seized off to Thriller Bark. So, do you recognize these pirates here?
oh my bad. I'm still like kind of looking at
Oh,
the first couple
oh,
volumes,
my
but
fault, my fault.
no, it's basically it's just their kids. You know what I mean? They got a
What's
family
up?
with kids, and it's like you're right. It's all about family with those heart take pirates. Or yeah, um,
Yeah, it was fire tank
fire take
pirates. But yeah,
pirates. Um,
his kid is the best like character model in the show. Actually, I want to say this kid has a cigar with the 5 o'clock shadow,
yeah,
like rolling, like
like
this
there is no doubt
baby.
about it that that is your kid, bro. There is no doubt
It,
about it.
it was the baby came, then the placenta, then the cigar, like that. Like that's how it came out, and that's crazy.
But I don't
Um,
recognize these pirates. If anybody does recognize these pirates
yeah,
behind
put it
this,
down in the chat.
let us know. But they're basically looking through the Grand Line. They found a basically
That's what
map.
it reminds me of.
Yeah,
Yes. Well, yeah, they're looking for a map back to Thriller Bark, I'd assume. But that's what his forehead reminds me of. Majin Buu throwbacks. Majin Vegeta gives me that vibes on Vito's forehead. I don't
like
know.
Dabura, like that
Yeah,
right hand
yeah.
man, Bibbidi, Bobbidi. My bad.
God,
Yeah,
whichever. So we're gonna be heading off to the Grand Line, Volume 5. Can't get past the red line with all the hubbub at the Reverie.
Yeah, so remember, in order to get to the Grand Line or through the Grand Line, they have to go through the cross point and the red line. I forget what that mountain's called, but it's got the uh, all the different currents that lead to the different parts of the world from the center. But there is probably a barricade. It's on episode 50. Once they go to the Grand Line, they have
No,
to
yeah,
go up
no,
the
I
mountain.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I just can't remember it either. Like I'm
Um,
blanking on it.
but you do have to go up there to get to the North Blue
Yeah.
or get through any of the
Mhm.
blues or the opposite side of the Grand Line. And the big thing about that
Reverse
is
Mountain.
Reverse Mountain. It's all
Go
blocked
ahead,
off,
sorry.
not only because of the Reverie, but because something's happening outside the Reverie. You know what I mean? So they
Yeah,
think it's just the Reverie, but it's like, no, there's a revolution battle happening
yeah,
right
this is
now.
a blockade. And like these are all shadowed ships, maybe a couple of them burned ships, black ships, holding a red poneglyph, maybe, who knows?
Any ship could be that ship. But
Yeah,
they
that's
kind
true.
of, they just kind of pass it up, I guess. They're like, it takes some time, but they get past it, which ain't so bad. Um, and then they just
And
stop at a random island.
to stock up on food. But I mean, there's no food getting past it to the Reverie, so they do have to stock up before it. That does make sense.
And the
I
worst part
wonder if
is
it's
the person that they meet there is like they recognize Lola and probably turn Lola down because remember she was like she was proposing to everybody,
mhm.
or is that Chiffon?
No Lola.
Is it no? Okay, so the sister on Thriller Bark came back and her sister was with Bege, but the Thriller Bark girl Earl is that her name's Chiffon I think, right? The hippo girl.
Chiffon is the one that's with Gang Bege.
Okay, Lola.
Lola is the one that was engaged to Loki and then broke up with him and then eventually married Absalom, if I remember
Yes.
correctly.
So he is mistaking her for her sister.
Yes,
And he's like,
correct.
hey, so what? I turned you down, but it looks like somebody finally settled, huh?
Which, which always, which, I mean, I don't know if this is whatever, but this always brings me back to that marriage proposal. We're going to make a video about the Big Mom connections here in the coming days. But that is one of the things is why was Lola trying to get married with Loki? What and with Loki and his island hating Big Mom and all that. It was always a weird thing. So her trying to just get out of that by being married to somebody else kind of is weird too.
Yeah.
Like she's trying to get married before before Loki gets his hands on her.
Yeah, so we're going to talk
But
about a couple of those big mom connections in the following video. But yeah, Lola is a topic of discussion in this episode, or this cover story too, because I guess this is the last place they saw her, but she's already off to Dressrosa. What
mm-hmm.
Lola's gonna go do in Dressrosa, we will find out. But yeah, here's that baby that you're talking about with the cigar and everything.
What is his name? He is so adorable, dude. But yeah, I love the cigar. Capone Pez.
But
Pez.
check this out. This
Weird.
is like the layout of Dressrosa after the battle. You see that Flower Hill Mountain's all destroyed?
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
And you remember this road? This is the road that everybody was running Luffy out of there. And
Oh, Fujitora and
Fujitora was
Saba
like,
had.
yeah, I wish
Uh,
I seen his face. You know what I mean? I bet you he's kind. Yo, like,
it's
damn,
true.
that's what's up. But yeah, they get there and it's all like torn to shreds. They're like, what is going on out here? And they start looking for Lola.
And so he confuses them with her hair, which is so funny. I mean, because that's such a guy thing. Like, oh, your hair looks
You
just like
just
my
look for the
wife. I
hair. Yeah,
remember.
it's obviously you just
And
look
it's
for the
like,
hair.
bro, just why don't you? But we see Lucy in the background, which is always nice.
Then they come
These guys are
across some guys that are, I guess, got knocked out. They got in a battle of some kind, so they're trying to figure out
Yeah.
what it is. It is that one chick that Frankie was fighting in front of with the vacuum. I
Oh,
remember
dude.
she was like, she had this vacuum. She was like the lady. I was like, you know what? This lady acts like every like 25-year-old manager you had anywhere that was just like, go back and check out that scene. She's got real manager vibes. Just watch the scene again, and she got manager vibes. Where it's like Frankie and what's his name, Senor Pink are fighting, and she's watching in the back with everybody. But yeah, she's doing something to people. She's basically just accosting people. Good luck. But then some more pirates show up, and honestly, bro, these pirates right now, these ain't bad character designs. Maybe not together.
Yeah, I mean, look, these are
The guy with the horns.
side character of a cover story, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, not bad for a side character of a cover story.
This guy with the horns,
these are
though.
the germ pirates here.
Wait, the germ pirates?
The germ pirates.
They attack countries without a king. Okay.
Is that it's like a scarecrow stitching here on the smile and the guy in the front.
Yeah, these guys are basically supposed to be like Osmosis Jones villains, basically. Like,
I was getting Scarecrow Batman vibes from these guys.
When your kingdom is weak, the germs attack. You know what I mean? So they're basically just to
like
pillage.
a disease.
Yeah. You're just here to plunder and pillage, and look, that's what they do best.
Shoot you with the kiss cooties too.
All right, Oda.
I mean, these are side characters, so we know what's gonna happen. Our boy Gang Bege.
Remember, these are people for Bege to beat.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I love when Spider-Man doesn't beat up Thanos, but he stops a bank robbery, because that's what Spider-Man does. This is him stopping a bank robbery. I love it. It's easy for his crew. And it just goes to show, like, he doesn't have like really high ambitions, but he's ready to step in and do the right thing if needed, which is nice.
And she does. And it ain't too bad, man. Like, he's like, hey, and basically you're gonna get us caught too. They're gonna be on the search for pirates. I'm here. My ship's here. Just quiet down. So he knocks them out. But they all still get arrested, or at least the Navy finds some of them. They find Chiffon, his wife.
They do.
And Lola finds out while she's getting her hair done in Dressrosa.
This is Chiffon, right? Or is this Lola getting her hair done?
This must be Chiffon getting her hair done.
I thought this was Chiffon getting her hair done,
because
Bege's wife, Chiffon. Here we are. Bege's wife, Chiffon, is arrested by the Navy at the salon. So we got Prince Groose. Is this Sword rolling in?
This must be our first introduction to Sword.
Is it? And I guess I'm not assuming at this point when they joined Sword. I don't know if they've always been Sword, but
no, but they were definitely Sword like by this time, because this is, like you said, this is the Reverie.
This is Pat. Yeah, Reverie, Dressrosa.
This is
yep,
3
you're right.
weeks ago.
You're right.
Like, this is 3 weeks ago.
This is right before they're about to ship out to go save Kobe right now.
Yeah. While we're about to leave the Reverie, some stuff's happening because we're on our way to Hachinosu and shit. You know what I mean?
You're so right. Yeah, you're so right. Yeah. So they're definitely Sword members. So
this is our first introduction. Like, you see what's her name with the whip, Kujaku. You see Prince Groose, like you said. You see his clay soldier his golem. Thank you. That looks like just a normal person. You're like, what is this guy?
Yeah, we don't get any introduction to him for a while.
That is amazing. Okay. I also like this guy, Bege's guy with the fucking tank arm. I like that.
Gotti.
Yeah.
See, so it is interesting that they picked Gang Bege though. I mean, they had to have been here for.
Well,
they're on Dressrosa,
like
right?
I said, so
is this on Dressrosa?
This is on Dressrosa.
Right.
Like, we're maybe a month removed from Dressrosa. So the Reverie happened right after, right? So it's okay, like the place is torn to shreds. Just like Wano's happening right now, new pirates are going to try to take advantage of the king being overthrown and this place being destroyed. We're going to have to send some people out there. And Sword's basically almost like spies, but they're a strike force. I think they were just passing through. They were in Dressrosa, relieving or or transporting Fujitora back to Mariswa.
Yeah, it because that's the interesting like and that was one of the bigger things that I didn't like about like Game of Thrones toward the end is like I don't want you guys sea travel time wise, travel time. I don't want that to be a huge thing. But that's what I get stuck thinking about. Like, okay, so if he's supposed to be at Hachinosu in 2 weeks, why is he on Dressrosa? Like, doesn't that take time? But maybe I'm
Dressrosa's
just
not
thinking
that
too
far.
deep. Yeah, maybe.
I
100%.
I think you're thinking of how after Dressrosa they went to like Whole
Wano?
Cake. No, they went to
Whole cake.
Zoe, and then you went to Whole Cake Island.
Right,
But Whole Cake
right,
Island's
right.
out the way.
And it also like I think what's messing with me as well is Wano is like 5 years long. So it's also like that was all in a weekend. But for us that was 5 years worth
No, I
of
think they're there for
material.
because no, because Luffy was arrested for a while. Like Wano was.
Uh,
How
2 weeks.
long was Wano arc? Let's see.
It was a day and a half.
There's no way.
We were actually in and out in 12 hours.
Dressrosa was a day and a half. Or
Oh,
Dressrosa was like an afternoon, but like Wano, like Luffy was like in prison for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
oh damn. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, volume 18, Gotti versus the Navy. So Prince Groose, as we know him, is pretty damn strong for your normal everyday characters, it appears. I mean, he did catch that ship and that giant hand at Hachinosu after Kobe demolished it from dropping on everyone, so that does take strength. So I think he's pretty strong.
And I guess you're
Beja,
also showing that they are comparable to take out a supernova crew.
oh, fair enough. Yeah, introduction to him. So we do have to learn more about them here. Chapter 970, Odin versus Kaido. Damn, that was a chapter, man.
Oh,
Bege and Vito were immobilized.
yeah, I guess so. What those germ pirates do is they shoot you and you become like contagious to the point where you just like you lose your mind. You're just like attracted to the nearest person. You gotta kiss them, incapacitating them, and then they get infected and they do the same thing to the next person. I guess that's what the cootie thing is. And I guess they got Bege. Damn, Bege lost
Yeah,
to cooties.
yep. So we're still in the hunt for Chiffon to get Chiffon back in the squad. The Marines got her. So Gotti's on a solo mission, man. He's by himself. Gotti's counterattack. He blows up it appears, some ammunitions that they're about to load onto the boat. He gets the boss's old lady. Let's go.
And if this guy's like his third in command, I guess I'm just equating everything to people, but yeah, like if this is like third in command, like yeah, they're weaker, but it's like, I mean,
Yeah.
this is the third in the command. This is what you
This
see them
isn't
do.
this isn't G5, like this isn't like the G5 squad. This isn't CP0. Like these are just normal everyday drunk Marines. So beating them
I would say any supernova is dog walking G5. G5 got one member and a nerd.
Smoker's the nerd, right? Because
Oh, I ain't seen Tashigi win a battle yet. Once she does, I
I was
seen
talking about
Smoker.
Virgo's the only member.
Oh,
Virgo's the only
ooh,
member
yeah, ooh,
that matters.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
But we got the Godfather's wife. We're back on. We're back. We're on the way back to the crew.
Thank you, whoever
And
you are. You don't even know you're fucking the 30.
I mean, he's
Oh, that's the
so. Well,
so
no,
that what the fuck? So it was Lola that was at the
whole
salon.
time.
Who
That
was finding?
was
Because I was
her.
like, she must be finding out that Chiffon got taken. And she's like,
Yeah.
oh no, what? I didn't know they were here. But she was actually.
And I just imagined that the baby, because I was like, no, dude, she can't hold the baby and get a haircut. So the baby's probably in Gang Bege's devil
But
fruit power. But no, this is Lola the whole time who got misidentified as she phoned and arrested. Which don't get me wrong, she's Big Mom's daughter. She's probably getting arrested either way.
and I remember Lola has her own crewmates. Like those two people are Lola's crew members. She has her own pirate
Uh,
crew. They're like, "Thank you for saving our captain." Yo.
and so, but even I mean, almost as good. He helps, facilitate the reunion between the sisters, which is always nice.
The next part is then the Tontadas find their ship, which is just kind of a random page where like the Tontadas, who are still outside Dressrosa, they still like live on that island near Dressrosa, so or that used to be
Which
their
is
island, and then they had to go
well,
underground, and they probably went back to the island.
so this is actually quite interesting. So the one ship is a one-man vessel, and we'll find out who it is here in a second. But spoilers, it is Lola and Chiffon's dad.
Yeah, I was like, yes, that's Big Mom's ex-husband, right? His hair
Yeah,
is
yeah.
right there.
So for me, it's funny though that like this whole ship is like smaller than theirs, but it houses like 50 tontadas. It's I don't know, just the size gap always just makes me giggle.
Yeah, well, I mean, luckily there's 50 people because you're gonna need 50 people and Leo hopefully to help stitch this dude up because this dude looks like he is in some poor condition. Um,
So
I wonder how they're gonna fill him.
Lola offers her hand in marriage, or not? Yeah, Lola offers her hand in marriage. I like you, please marry me. Back to Lola bullshit.
And I
But
guess, yeah, I guess that worked.
I guess we hear.
That's
I
how
guess
it
we
happened.
hear.
That's how it happened because I saw it. Remember, we saw it recently. They had a wedding.
Yeah.
We're
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
okay, what's that all about? And I guess this is where it starts. This is why you go
Is
back and read
this
the cover stories.
is this the Shanks wedding? Because Shanks was at an unidentified wedding
Shanks was at a
recently.
wedding. Hmm.
Recently. So if this wedding did happen, be on the lookout because Oda, and I'll say this for like recent drops for like rocks. Oda is still leaving this so open and flexible that there's still more to it than just rocks being rocks Dizabek. His image will tell us something very similar to, very similar to this wedding may tell us something very specific, like the joining of forces. Very some, who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.
It, Chiffon's dad, a Dosun Dada,
Ooh.
a Tontada giant.
Is that what he looks like? Maybe. A
Well, I don't know
Tontada
what he
giant? That'd
looks
be
like because it's like, are
crazy.
you a giant? Are you part giant? Big Mom
Head
always
alone
wanted
is
to.
true. True.
Chiffon and Lola are a little
He
bit taller.
he does remind me more of like a Saul giant. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm open
But
to future flex.
yeah, but it's like his arms are over length. You know what I mean? It's just very, very weird proportions on this guy.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
why I'm like Dosun Dada because I can't tell what the hell you are. But yeah,
But they're shocked because Big Mom has a habit of
killing.
using you for your DNA and then leave me the hell alone. And so it's me, I'm your father, and they're shocked, which is great. And this is great, even better, because they're so traumatized that they just get on the ship and leave.
You're like, why would you call yourself our father? Okay, we're out. Bye. And then like
This
they leave.
weird, weird man. Thank God this guy doesn't have a devil fruit because he's able to swim after
Ain't
them,
that
which is
wild how this dude was adrift all the way from Totland, basically? Not
yeah,
Tontara land,
yeah.
but fucking Totland, Big Mom's place. Totoland. Um, but yeah, this dude's swimming too. That's why I'm like, he gotta
Yeah,
be a
dude.
giant or something.
I mean, dude, is this hockey swimming? Is this the first inkling? Is this it? But he shows like a little picture of it where you can see Zeus in the background with
Big
the
Mom
two
trying to kick him
babies.
out.
Is
That's
that
Big
big?
Mom's
Oh, that
boot.
is Big Mom. Oh, that is.
That's her old hair. Yeah. And he's like, I just want to see my babies. And he took a little picture, and she's like, no, get the fuck out of here.
This is after Corey has a theory, I think, where Big Mom used the smooth fruit, right? Or
Yeah,
something like
that's my new theory. Is Big Mom uses
that.
smooth fruit for a little bit. Like she knew somebody that was using it. They died, and she's like,
It must have been right before this because she a little bit bigger.
yeah,
So,
yeah. He must have. Hey, props to you.
Frosty, you dog. Hang on tight. Mama told us our father is a clingy man who never gives up, no matter how many times he's kicked. Which is exactly what I'm seeing at the other end of this rope right here, because I have left you multiple times,
How
and
are you
he's
on the boat? You
giant
see what I mean about the
compared
proportions?
to them too. And he's like, I would expect them to be actually bigger than him because the other half is Big Mom. So it's like pretty shocking.
Unless it's
Who
like
knows?
uh, Big Mom, but Big Mom's not like a giant. She's just a freak. Like just because you're a freak doesn't mean your kid's gonna be a freak. They're more likely to be freaks, but you're a freak getting mixed with whatever this freak is. You know what I mean? Because I don't think
I don't know, dude.
if if you
There's question marks about Big Mom.
if you're
Science
like
experiment,
randomly
something.
by chance this happens in life, if you don't have a nose, like some people are born without a nose, that doesn't mean your kid don't got a nose.
Mm-hmm.
That means
Mm-hmm.
you're just a freak. That's
No,
how I'm
agree.
feeling Big Mom. That's how I'm feeling about this guy. I think they're both. I don't know what he is.
Just, ex- just exceptions to the rule, I guess. Which
Cause it's like, what are your legs?
I don't know.
Dosundada.
But
Dosundada. All right.
Dosundada, Gotti and Lola's wedding. It's nice. I don't see a Shanks here, and this doesn't exactly look like the background. I can't remember Shanks having, but
But Shanks
it looks
recently
like they're doing.
did Shanks go to? When did Shanks go to the wedding? When did he say he went to one?
I forget. I'll have to go back and look because it was. I thought it was in a cover story of sorts,
Hmm.
but I could be wrong. And so, with the final volume, the blissful ship sails on through the celebration camp.
It was a cover
Oh,
story. He was like, "We have a wedding to attend."
yeah, and it was like, yeah, who knows? And I'll have to go back and look, but um, I mean, good cover story. I've always liked getting Bege. Interesting character when he was introduced. I love the theme of him, how it's gangster esque. That's pretty cool. What are
Yeah,
your thoughts?
I agree, and I'm very interested now on the wedding that Shanks went to because it's like okay, because that would be the Yonko thing to do, right? Hey, you used to work with Big Mom, but it looks like Big Mom's going through tough times.
Well, because here it is in the cover story. I remember I found it. It was the cover page, a wedding at a certain ruined island, which I don't know. It feels like this might be a ruined island.
That's exactly what they call it. I'm gonna find the exact one too, but that's exactly what the oh my god, bro,
What
Oda,
wedding? Which ruined island?
Oda, you are a crazy one, man. The stuff that you like, the stuff that you put into every like little cover story, every panel that just links to random stuff inside the country dress. Oh, I thought it said Scar by Battle. I thought it called it a ruined island. It's got to be this. It's got
Yep.
to
So
be
from the
this.
depths of the world, the 500 million man arc, while attending a wedding at the ruins of a certain island, Shanks reads the news of the Straw Hat's new bounty after the Dressrosa incident. So, I mean, I don't know, dude. That to me screams I'm reading about what happened here while I'm here attending my boy's wedding. Like, that's just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with
Maybe
you.
I'm wrong.
I'm right there
Maybe I'm wrong.
with you, and I think this is a power move because you have two Yonkos down, and it's like if you're a kingpin and like your opposition went down, you still got the main distributor. You know what I mean? You're like you got to work for
Sure.
somebody.
Well, or I guess for me, it could be as simple as I think I I'm doing this for Luffy. Let me also do my part. Luffy doesn't need help getting friends. but let me go ahead and do my part to maybe solidify a good alliance or maybe something along those lines for his future. Because Gang Bege is more about coming to an agreement, I feel like.
Yeah,
And
exactly. I think that's the thing about Shanks. It's like if you say Shanks like brokered a deal, you know what I mean, with Gang
yes,
Bege, it's like yeah, I can see Shanks doing that. Why? Because I don't know what Shanks be doing.
I got so many questions, bro. I don't know. Like I don't. But I think Gang Bege is open already because of what happened on Whole Cake Island, or I guess what was gonna
He's
happen.
always gonna try to cover his
Wait,
own back.
wait, this is all before Tato Land.
Whole Cake Island.
We just left. We just left Whole Cake Island, but he is okay. So I take that back from a second ago. He was just reading about Dressrosa on his way to go meet Gang Bege at Dressrosa.
Yeah. So
Even though we just left Whole Cake.
if you think of like a triangle with like the point is like to the left or right,
Mm-hmm,
like Whole Cake Island's out the way. When
mm-hmm,
you could have
mm-hmm.
just went like straight through from Dressrosa to the next point, but they
Gotcha.
had to go get Sanji back.
So this could be just like another Shanks thing where he meets an old friend and he's like, "Was Luffy everything I said he was and more?" And it's like, I
That'd be
mean, we've
wild
seen,
if he said that to Bege before.
yeah, he's like, "Dude, trust me, sit down with Luffy. I mean, look,
He's like,
that's
you
what a
think
lot of
I would
people
have
say."
just made a deal with you? Like
Yeah,
I know who you are. I know you're impulsive. I would not make a deal with you unless somebody backed
I-
you up. I don't know. I like it. I like it.
yeah, I like it too.
Hey,
I
maybe
like it too.
we should have some Bege talk. But we are going to have a video where we talk about Big Mom and all of her connections coming up soon. So
Mm-hmm.
stay tuned for that. If you guys like this kind of content, subscribe, like, and we will see y'all next time.
Peace.